I have made every single superstar a free agent in NHL 25, and we're going to be allowing the computers to sign whoever they want because I'm also going to be removing the salary cap from the league. So we're going to go across the league right now and see where some of these superstars decided to take their talents to. David Pastrnak, I did make him a free agent. He actually decided to re-sign with Boston. We got Tim Stützle signing with the Bruins as well at an 89 overall. If we go to Buffalo, they picked up Braden Point at a 93. The Calgary Flames, I don't believe I touched anybody, and they didn't sign anybody either. Kirill Kaprizov is the newest member of the Carolina Hurricanes, as well as JT Miller. So they finally have officially got some superstar studs that can, come playoff time, perform for them when they matters the most. The Chicago Blackhawks signed Kyle Connor and Austin Matthews, so they are definitely going to be a lot better team because of it. Adam Fox and Nick Suzuki, as well as Travis Konechny, all have signed with the Colorado Avalanche. Columbus, I don't think any changes there. Cale Makar is headed to Dallas along. Oh my God, that is a filthy D pair, Miro Heiskanen and Cale Makar. Lucas Raymond, the Detroit Red Wings, no changes made there. Edmonton Oilers, I don't believe they signed anybody, unfortunately. The Florida Panthers, they just lost everybody. They didn't add anybody to their roster. LA, they signed oh wow, they got Pedersen, McAvoy, and Yossi. So 2 elite defensemen and a number 1 centerman. They should be a lot better. As well as Brendan Montour, who's an 88 overall. So welcome to LA. They're going to be a tough team to beat. Jack Hughes is a Minnesota Wild. Why? Why would you rot out your career here, Jack Hughes? You literally had the opportunity to go to whatever team you wanted to, and you decided Minnesota. Mitch Marner is now a Montreal Canadian, so that's actually pretty filthy, I'm not going to lie. Nashville, they signed Artemi Panarin and Sebastian Aho, as well as Brady Tkachuk. So the Predators, they shook their roster up a little bit after a very disappointing offseason considering what they gave up. And Leon Crosby and Victor Hedman, all on the New Jersey Devils at 95, 94, 93. New Jersey, I'm not going to lie, it might end up being the favorites in this video to create a dynasty. The Islanders will pick up Alexander Barkov and Nikita Kucherov, both at a 95 overall apiece. Very interesting there. Jack Eichel is headed to New York, as well as Anze Kopitar. Devon Taves and Cole Caulfield signed with the Ottawa Senators. I mean, they're an 89 and 88. It's not really that crazy. Mark Stone is going to sign with the St. Louis Blues at a 91 overall. I didn't leave or remove Pavel Buchnevich, so he is still there on the roster. Quinn Hughes now is on the Tampa Bay Lightning, as well as Sam Reinhart and Jason Robertson and Evgeny Malkin, Evan Bouchard. The Lightning have a very, very good roster. So again, they might end up dominating a video, which is not really that uncommon around here. Rasmus Dahlin on the Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as Zach Werenski. They lost, Marner and Matthews, but gained 2 defensemen. I don't know really how that's going to help their team. The newest team in the league in Utah will pick up the best player in the game in Connor McDavid at a 97 overall. They also signed William Nylander and Philip Forsberg, so they should have a very, very good squad over here in Utah. Vancouver will take Erik Karlsson and Nathan MacKinnon, a 96 and 88 overall. So they lost Quinn Hughes, gained Nathan MacKinnon. I think that's a plus in my opinion. Vegas will have Mikko Rantanen and Matthew Tkachuk added to their roster. They're still going to be strong. Washington didn't really make any moves. Winnipeg, they really just lost players. They didn't, I think it's Kyle Connor, and that is it for the roster. We have gone ahead and basically went through the entire league, the changes, see where players signed. Alexander Ovechkin is the lone free agent that has not found a team yet. Somebody sign this man. He's so close to Gretzky's record. He's 39 years old, still a 90 overall, and the greatest goal scorer of all time. So, like, come on. Somebody's got to take a risk on him. He's only asking for 3 points. You know what? Screw it. $3.7 million, Ovi. I'm going to give you a little bit more than that to come play with the Edmonton Oilers for a season, and then I will allow you to go wherever the hell you want. And now we are going to see what teams will go on and dominate the league, as we basically have a brand new NHL, new faces in new places, and hopefully new places touching that trophy. Pause. So at the end of the season, Colorado will go ahead and be the best team in the league. 58-20-4 was their record, followed by Tampa Bay, which is not really much of a surprise. Boston was up here. The Rangers had a good season. Chicago was top 5. At the bottom, Pittsburgh, no, the Penguins, they lost Sid the Kid, and they only won 29 games, as well as Evgeny Malkin. and they are in absolute shambles right now. This, honestly, Pens fans, this is what your future looks like in the next 5 to 10 years. Calgary had a very bad season. Montreal was awful, and you'll love to see the Vegas Golden Knights down at the bottom of the league. Nothing better. Austin Matthews is going to go off on Chicago, have the most points in the league at 131, followed by your mom's a hoe with 112. Kyle Connor had a solid season. Leon Draisaitl at 106. Sidney Crosby at age 37 with 103 points on the Devils. Mitch Marner was pretty good too. If we take a look at the goal side, oh my lord. Kirill the Thrill, 70-goal season. Followed by Ovi, who put up 60 on the Colorado Avalanche. I thought I signed him to the Edmonton Oilers. He didn't even sign with us. He signed with Colorado and put up 60 goals and 96 points. How much money is he making? Let's see here. He's making 4.4. That is insane value. Austin Matthews had a great goal-scoring year. Leon had 52. Sebastian Aho turning into some sort of a superstar right now on Nashville with 51 goals and 112 points. Goalies, UC Saros will have the most wins in the league at 47. Igor had 46. Vasi 43. On the shutout side, it'll be a three-way tie between Shesterkin, Saros, and Bob, all having 6 on the season. And here we go. This is our year number 1 playoff bracket. Unfortunately, franchise mode does not allow me to hop into any of these games. I wish it did. EA added for NHL 26. Nonetheless, we're going to go on and see who takes home the cup. And the Boston Bruins are going to eventually go all the way and win Lord Stanley, dominating the LA Kings in 5 games in the final. So that was a quick series, as they're going to win the Stanley Cup in year number 1. David Pastrnak went off in the postseason, 12 goals, 25 points, leading the Bruins to a Stanley Cup. Jordan Kyrou had 24 for the Bruins as well. Brad Marchand, 21. Tim Stützle gets his first cup of his career. I mean, the Bruins really did dominate offensively. Look how many guys they had over 20 points in the playoffs. Matthews will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Kirill Kaprizov, the Maurice Richard. Fox will take home the Norris. Pass to the Conn Smythe. Saros the Vezina. John Tortorella will win the Jack Adams Award. And we get the Frank J. Selke to Austin Matthews. The Pittsburgh Penguins are going to win the draft lottery. Buffalo moved all the way up from 11th to 2nd. Montreal is 3rd, and Montreal is also 4th. And now here we are in free agency for year number 2. We get a lot of juicy free agents. A lot of these guys only signed 1-year contracts. They might continue to do so throughout the video. So pretty much everybody signed a 1-year deal. McKinnon, Matthews, Dry, pass to Crosby. I don't know where the hell Connor McDavid at, to be honest. Malkin, Taves. So we could go ahead. Maybe potentially the Oilers could sign somebody. I'm just going to let the computers work, and we will check in at the beginning of next season. So Chicago is going to ship out Tomiak Matthews, replace him with a better player, Nathan McKinnon, at a 97 overall on a $13.5 million deal for 7 more seasons. Leon went with his arch rivals in Florida, 96 overall. He signed a $17 million deal for 6 seasons. Sidney Crosby, he's going to end up joining the Montreal Canadiens, the team I believe he grew up idolizing as a kid. He's a 96 overall, a little bit older at 38 years old, only signed a 2-year contract for $12 million, but shout out Sid the Kid living out his dream. Also, Matvei Mishkov signed with Montreal, so not only did they pass on this man, but he had the decency to sign with them, and they might have a future dynasty here in Le Montreal. Connor Bedard is a Philadelphia Flyer, so I guess he's taking Matvei Mishkov his place. He's 88 overall, 20 years old, still on his rookie contract, and he's got 3 years left on it as well, so he's going to be there for a few years. The Pittsburgh Penguins signed Macklin Celebrini, so they got their next Crosby. He's only 19 years old, already an 87 overall, a very good signing by the Pens. Moving on now to season number 2, the Vancouver Canucks are going to win 61 games, lose 18 in regulation, 3 in overtime, 125 points. They would end up winning the President's Trophy. We got the Dallas Stars winning 57. Carolina was very good. Chicago is at the top yet again, even though they keep making changes to their star players. And the Florida Panthers with now Leon Draisaitl are a top 5 team in the league. In Anaheim, well, you guys are used to being at the bottom, so 28 wins, not even that bad. Austin Matthews, now on the Washington Capitals, is going to go insane this season. 76 goals, led the league in that category. Also had the most points at 126, followed by Kaprizov's 118. Nathan McKinnon was up there. JT Miller was very productive. Nico Hischier with by far a career high, 38 goals, 114 points. smashing his totals of last season, and he was a plus 39. If we take a look at the goal side, Matthews obviously had the most. McKinnon put up 69. Ovi at age 40 had 62 goals on the season. Kirill the Thrill had 58. Kyle Connor 57. Brad Marchand put up 52, and Evgeny Malkin 48. Demko had the most wins out of any goalie, 45 wins, led the goaltenders, and Vasilevsky will have the most shutouts at 7. And now, here we go yet again, our year number 2 playoff bracket. Let's see who goes on, eventually wins the Lord Stanley. The Seattle Kraken, for the first time in their franchise's history, will go on and win the Stanley Cup, defeating New York in 6 games in the finals. So finally, the Kraken are a city of champions. Oliver Borkstrand is going to lead the league in scoring come postseason time. 10 goals, 29 points. Tyler Seguin had 14 points or 14 goals on Dallas. Matty Beniers with 26. Logan Stankoven, 25. Lafreniere had 23. Matthews is going to have a clean sweep on all the awards. Besides the Hart Trophy, that will go to Kaprizov, the Norris to Adam Fox. We got Borkstrand, the Conn Smythe, Celebrini, the Calder, the Vezina. That will go to Thatcher Demko, and the Selke will end up going to Sid the Kid Crosby on the Le Montréal des Canadiens. As we move along to season number 3, Clayton Keller is the best free agent available at a 90 overall. Drew Doughty, Kopitar, a lot of these guys I wouldn't really consider superstars, at least not anymore. And Carter Hart is the best goalie that is available. Please, nobody sign him, for the love of God. The Carolina Hurricanes will be the best team in the NHL this season, 55-20-7, 117 points. Followed by the New York Islanders with 51 wins. Dallas had a great year with 50. New Jersey was up there, Chicago. And at the bottom, we get the Ottawa Senators, only 29 wins. We really don't see too many teams in the NHL, at least in NHL 25, have like 15, 14, 17 win seasons. Like, the league overall is pretty damn competitive. Connor Bedard has finally arrived. He had the most points, tied for the most with Alexander Barkov at 114 in the NHL this season. Kirill the Thrill had 113, Kucherov 112, Nylander with 110, JT Miller had 109, Jesper Bratt was up there at 107. On the goal side, the leader would be Kirill Kaprizov with 62 on the season, followed by Matthews, 61. Ovi still kicking it at 41 years old, putting up 59 goals in Colorado. Bedard had 56, passed to 55. Kucherov was good, so the scoring seems to be going up even more than when we started. We got Jake Ottinger with the most wins at 42. The most shutouts, that will go to Stuart Foreskin Skinner with 7 on the season. And this is our year number 3 playoff bracket. The road to the Stanley Cup literally begins right now. Boston won in year number 1, and then Seattle, obviously last season. Who's going to do it here in year number 3? And finally, the annual Tampa Bay Lightning Cup victory as they defeat Colorado in 5 games in the finals. They bullied them. A 41-year-old Ovi couldn't do anything about it. Almost going to break, or actually, he probably already broke Gretzky's record in this video. Nonetheless, it was a gentleman's sweep. Jason Robertson would have the most points in the playoffs, 15 goals as well as 36 points. Quinn Hughes at 29. Nick Suzuki was up there at 26. Reinhart, Gensel, and look at Ovechkin, man. So inspirational. 14 goals in 20 games at age 41 in the postseason. Kirill is going to win the Ted Lindsay and the Maurice Richard, as well as the Hart Trophy. The Art Ross would go to Bedsy. Adam Fox is going to win the Norris Trophy. Robo, the Conn Smythe. Ottinger, the Vezina. And for the Selke, that would end up going to Robert Thomas. You know what? In all seriousness, I don't think Connor Bedard deserved the Art Ross Trophy. I really don't. I think it should have been somebody else. It should strictly be somebody else. He didn't do enough to deserve it. This is a fraud check. Well, would you look at that? Quinn Hughes is available, 27 years old. He's looking for $15 million. He's a 96 overall. We also got guys like Dahlin, Suzuki, Hedman, Ovi's back out there on the market, trying to win his second cup of his career. The Florida Panthers at the end of year number 4 will go on, be the best team at 51 wins in the regular season, followed by Toronto with 50, Dallas at 52, Carolina 48, and Tampa Bay 47. At the bottom, we have the San Jose Sharks. No longer have Macklin Celebrini. Obviously, he signed with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Again, it seems like 29 wins is always going to be the worst record in the league. I've seen 29 so much throughout pretty much all of my simulations. Leon and Cale Makar are going to tie for the most points in the NHL at 111 apiece. Shout out Cale Makar, man. Doing it as a D-man is indeed tough. He had 88 apples on the season. Connor Bedard was up there, as well as your mom's a hoe. Connor McDavid, literally been invisible the entire simulation. He had 91 points, 84 to -12 on Utah, and then finally back to putting up 100-point seasons. Austin Tummy Ache Matthews will have the most goals in the NHL at 57, followed by McKinnon's 54. Bedard had 52, as well as Leon. And then we didn't have a single 40. Oh my God. Ovi is still cooking, man. He's 42 years old, putting up 48 goals on the Pittsburgh Penguins. This man has been joining different teams. I mean, he signed with Colorado, played 3 seasons there, and then he's headed to the Pittsburgh Penguins, literally his arch rivals throughout his entire career, and he's wearing the number 9. Jake Ottinger and Spencer Knight, and well as Joseph freaking Wall, are going to tie for the most wins in the NHL at 4. If we take a look at the shutout side here, Wall had the most at 7, so I guess I got to give my respect to him. And here we go, yet again, we got another playoff bracket. Very interested to see who goes on and wins the Stanley Cup this season. Well, it looks like Leon Draisaitl has brought a Stanley Cup to Florida. They swept the Seattle Kraken, who won the Cup back in year number 2, and they go on and win their 2nd in franchise history. Of course, Leon literally went off in the postseason, goal per game, 18 goals in 18 games, had 34 points. Eli Tolavainen had 30. Brady Tkachuk and Jarrett McCann were up here. Carter Verhaeghe had 26. Capo Caco, 25. Sebastian Aho will take home the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy. Art Ross to Leon. Maurice Richard to Matthews. The Norris to Cale Makar. We got Leon taking home the Conn Smythe. Igor will steal the Vezina. And Marty St. Louis won the Jack Adams for Vegas. And Robert Thomas the Selke. So, Jack Hughes is a massive free agent that is available in the smack dad of his prime, 27 years old, 96 overall. We also got guys like Ivan Barbashev, who's up there at a 90 somehow, 32. Cole Caulfield's a 90, Dougie Hamilton, Brennan Montour, and I saw Connor Bedard, but he is a restricted free agent, so it's going to be tough for another team to potentially steal him. So now at the end of the 5th and final season, we got the Dallas Stars damn near winning 60 games, going 57, 15, and 10. The Utah Hockey Club have definitely turned it around with Connor McDavid, 55 wins for them. Carolina had 51 wins, as well as Winnipeg. The Rangers were top 5, and at the bottom of the league, it would end up being the Vegas Golden Cheaters with only 31 wins on the season. Connor McDavid is finally awoken, 128 points, leading the league in that category. Bedard had the most goals at 69 on Philly. Kaprizov at 61. Pasta was up there. McDavid had a great year. Mikko Rantanen and Nathan McKinnon. And if we take a look at the point side, we have Nylander with 127, Svechnikov 126, Bedard and Kaprizov with 121. Marty Necas had literally a career-high season. Only had 24 goals, but at 120 points is kind of crazy. Karel Vejmelka will break the single-season win record with 51 on the season. And on the shutout side, that will go to Mackenzie Blackwood, as well as Ottinger, Decord, and Spencer Knight, all with 6. And here we go, the final playoff bracket of the video. Who's going to go out with Lord Stanley on their lap? And well, we have our first back-to-back of the video as the Florida Panthers just narrowly defeat the Utah Hockey Club in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And yet again, Connor McDavid loses a Game 7 to Florida in the Cup Finals. Brady Tkachuk put up the most points for the Florida Panthers with 37, also had 13 goals. Leon had 35. McDavid went off and carried Utah. We got Sam Oskevich with 33. Nylander, 27. Gavin McKenna, what team was he playing for? Oh, wow, Utah got McKenna. I mean, that's probably why they were much better than they were at the start of the video. William Nylander is going to take home the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy. Art Ross to the McDavid. Connor Bedard will win the Maurice Richard. Makar will win the Norris. The Conn Smythe, the Brady Tkachuk. Jake Ottinger, the Vezina. And Sasha Barkov, the Selke. Well, that is going to do it for basically putting every single superstar or star player as a free agent in NHL 25 and removing the salary cap so the CPU-controlled franchises can sign whoever the hell they want. And Florida was essentially the only team to be able to go back-to-back and win multiple Stanley Cups. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more NHL content just like this, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.